Hello and welcome to TLL TV. Today we have the honour of being in Perth Glory's temporary home here in North Sydney, and I'm joined by the lovely Perth Glory captain Tash Rigby.
Yay!
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Finally get to do some Perth Glory content, which we are so excited about. So I guess first and foremost, this is your current home until people can get back into Western Australia, play games again. How's the relocation been?
To be honest, it's actually been amazing and it's been really, really smooth. We're staying in some pretty special apartments just up the road from here actually. We've been really looked after by the APL as well. Sydney is a very beautiful place to be, so we're lucky to be able to still play. It's been a bit tough with the borders currently reclosing again, but we're a really resilient group, so we're just looking forward to this time.
Yeah, well, this season has been so exciting. So, I mean, to touch on last season wasn't great. I mean, it was kind of a write-off. Your coach, Alex Aparkas, he joined so late as well. I mean, there was only so much he could do, is sort of how I see it. So we've written off last season. This season, as it stands, you're kind of at that mid-table. You're just edging on a final spot. I guess it's been such an exciting season. I mean, you've got some real exciting youngsters. You've got the superstar that is Lisa Devana, and you know what? You've had some great wins, especially against Perth Glory. Like they've been, me as a neutral, I've been enjoying the Perth Glory games. How has this season been? Like, are you guys enjoying these highs? Like the fruits of your labour from last season are starting to pay off now?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we, like you said, had a bit of a tough season last season, and we weren't notified really late that we actually were going to be included in the W League, and it was tough, but we learned from that experience, and to be honest, it was still a great experience. We had an amazing group, so to be able to carry some of the players through to this season, especially our younger players, we really want to build on the sustainability of our team and of the club as well, so we've really invested in our younger local players as well, as getting some amazing talent from over east too, so it's been fantastic to get a few girls from Sydney and Melbourne and even internationally too, and like you said, we've got Lisa in the mix, so I think we're really starting to gel and find our cohesion at the moment. It's particularly over the last 2 games, we've really found our groove, and we're really looking forward to see what we can do heading forward.
I guess a bit more of a serious note, the Liberty A-League, got to remember that one, no longer the W League, is a semi-professional league. You know, it only plays for a few months of the year. A lot of the players aren't paid full-time wages. Most players aren't paid full-time wages. So obviously most of the women out there do have a part-time or full-time job. Now you work as a prison officer, which I find exciting. I think that's an interesting, you have things like some might work at a bar or something like that. No, you're a prison officer. You've got a good gig. So how has that been for a lot of the team? I guess everyone's got different jobs. I know a lot of them are young, so maybe it's not so much of an issue with the young ones, but how has it been this season juggling all these problems with COVID and having to relocate and still maintaining your jobs?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I used to work in a prison, so I no longer do, but I worked as a rehabilitation officer through recreation, and I left that about almost a year ago now, and I've been working for a university ever since. But you're right, I still do have a full-time job, and lucky enough, I'm able to work remotely at the moment, so I'm still currently working just under full-time remotely. My work have been absolutely amazing. They've been so flexible and adaptable. We have 3 other girls in the team who also work full-time. Yeah. So for them especially, putting that strain and that pressure on your employer is a bit stressful, and it actually makes you feel a bit guilty as well, constantly having to ask for more and more time and more leniency, when they are the ones that pretty much do provide us with our wage. So it can be tricky, but we are lucky to have the flexibility and the adaptability, and the club have been really good in allowing us to make it work as well. But you're right, it just kind of highlights the need to move towards a more equal future where women are compensated for their time and they don't have to pick between their full-time wage and their professional sporting career. Because at times like this, especially now, it looks like we're going to be away for just under 3 months, it does put strain on your full-time work as well, and it asks the younger players to step away from their part-time roles, which they may not be able to be compensated for. So it is a tricky situation, and I guess it just highlights, like I said, the issue and the inequalities between women and men's sport. But we are moving towards a more equal future. I think it just needs to be sped up a little bit faster.
Well, I guess, and we say that, like, I recall I read an article about you were talking about like a sustainable future in the Liberty A-League women. So I guess I want to know what's important to you. Like, you know, do you reckon, do we need to extend the season? Should the focus be on wages, or should that kind of wait a bit? Are there any particular things you think as a player you'd love to see sooner rather than later as we're getting into the Women's World Cup?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to see, first and foremost, a full home and away round, because I think that's the most important thing. And with that, you get increased wages because you're asking the girls to play more games as well. But I think we're getting 2 new teams in next season as well. So expanding the league and expanding the length of the league and moving to a more full-time structure is only going to better the league in so many ways, because hopefully then we can start to attract other players from overseas, and maybe eventually our Matildas will come back to the league because we do provide a full-time opportunity for them to be able to play, instead of having to always balance almost half seasons between 2 clubs. And that's why I think so many, especially our Matildas, have moved to the EPL, because they've been offered an opportunity to play at one club throughout the entire year, and ideally that's what you want, and they're being compensated very well for their time as well.
Well, exactly, because at this point we're just sort of like a development league, you know, it's like a stepping stone for somewhere else, I guess, and it's hard for us as fans to really get behind that, because it's like you kind of understand why people move on. You go, you know what, fair enough, you've got better opportunities, better wages, better resources elsewhere, you know, you say kind of go for it. So I guess sort of moving on to more fun areas. Now, I want to ask you about your teammate Lisa Devana.
Yep.
Now, we love Lisa. We love her. She is a show and a half. So my question is this just Lisa Devana's world and we're all just living in it?
Absolutely. That is the most legit statement ever. No, honestly, she is like, it's funny because like I'd never played with her. I've definitely played against her previously, but playing with her has been an amazing experience. Honestly, like she lifts the intensity at training, and her standards that she expects and like brings to every session and every game are just phenomenal. Her experience and like listening to her spin some old tales like in the team room, it's just amazing to hear what she's been through, and I feel like super honoured to be playing with her. So yeah, she's an absolute firecracker, and we love her for it. But yeah, we're 100% living in her world.
Yeah, honestly, like if Paramount Plus just had like a reality show of Lisa Devana, like I would watch that.
Keeping
like,
up with Lisa Devana.
Yeah, exactly, because absolutely nobody can keep up with her. Like she's unreal. We're so blessed to have her still in the game. You know, that's the fact that she came back. She wants to keep going. On your day off, what do you prefer? What does a normal day off look like to you? What's your cup of tea?
Okay, so I definitely, like, I grew up in the country at like a little wine beach town called Margaret River. Yeah. And so I love going to the beach. Like I love the ocean so much. So on our weekends we've been going down to Bondi and exploring all the amazing beaches that Sydney has. Definitely coffee. Yep. Definitely good music and hanging out with friends and family.
Yeah. Players are just like us.
Oh, that's such a good question. Okay, I like a very wide variety, but I would have to say like my favourite artists would be like Anderson .Paak, Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce of course, the Queen. I really like Ella May, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of old school.
What's your favourite song right now?
Oh,
do you have something on repeat?
Oh, Disco Inferno by 50 Cent.
Yeah?
Such a good tune. Such a good tune, yeah.
I didn't know we still listened to 50 Cent.
I didn't know either until I like heard a throwback and I was like, yes, every day of the week.
Yeah, that sounds good. What's your cheat meal? What's your go-to cheat meal?
Oh, so good. I have lots, but I would say my go-to would be chips, hot chips.
Yeah.
Every week. Every I literally have it after every game. So. Yeah. It's my reward.
And last question, so the Ladies League, we love our breakfast foods. We kind of got a breakfast food derby happening. We don't know how it happened, but it's sort of happened. So do you prefer pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
And Michelle behind the camera is just celebrating.
Baby!
She's just won a grand final. Pancakes FC.
They're versatile and delicious and fluffy.
Pancakes FC got a new captain in Tash Rigby. So we'll leave it there. You have to play Wellington Phoenix tonight. I mean, we don't move that quickly. This video won't be released before Wellington Phoenix. But if you'd like to see us work that quickly, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and buy some merchandise on theleaguesleague.com. And thank you so much, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Amazing. Thank you for having me. Yay.